Have you ever felt like you were giving too much in love, trying harder, doing more, or saying more, just hoping they'd finally see your worth? It's something many of us experience, but here's the truth. Love, the kind that truly matters, isn't about proving yourself or chasing after someone's approval. Real love begins with you, standing firm in your self-worth, grounded in your quiet power, and letting your actions, not your words, define your value. When you embrace who you are with unwavering self-respect, everything shifts. You no longer feel the need to over-explain, overextend, or overcompensate. Men, and people in general, value what is genuine and rare. The beauty of timeless Stoic wisdom teaches us that sometimes the most profound statements are made in silence. This isn't about playing games or manipulating. It's about rediscovering yourself. When you embody quiet confidence and a calm assurance that you're already enough, you don't just attract attention, you command it. Picture this, walking into a room not needing to say a word, yet your presence fills the space with quiet strength and dignity. Heads turn, not because you seek it, but because you've mastered the art of being authentically you. That's the power of these silent actions. In this video, I'll share 11 transformative yet simple actions that will help you cultivate self-respect, set healthy boundaries, and radiate an inner calm that naturally draws others to you. If this speaks to you, I encourage you to share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Sometimes one small shift in perspective can change everything. And I'd love to hear your story. Tell me about a time you chose self-respect over chasing and how that decision changed your life. Let's dive in together. 1. Know your worth. Why do we chase? Why do we believe someone else holds the key to our happiness, our completeness, and our worth? It's a haunting question, isn't it? You cannot sit idly by, waiting for a man, or anyone for that matter, to arrive and fill the void in your life. If you do, you risk waiting forever. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. True strength, and consequently true worth, doesn't come from the validation of others. It comes from within, from the quiet confidence that says, "I am enough." To truly know your worth, you must begin with yourself. Reflect on what makes you unique, not by comparing yourself to others, but by honoring your individuality. Society often measures women's worth by external factors: beauty, relationships, or success. But here's the truth. Your value isn't tied to those fleeting standards. Think of yourself as a foundation. If your worth is built on shaky ground, like the approval of others, every rejection or disappointment feels like an earthquake, threatening to collapse everything. But when your worth is rooted in something deeper, it becomes unshakable. Imagine a diamond. Its value doesn't come from someone's opinion, but from its intrinsic properties, its rarity, strength, and brilliance. You are no different. Your value exists whether or not someone else acknowledges it. Let's say you find yourself in a relationship where you're constantly seeking reassurance. You're asking questions like, "Do you love me? Am I enough?" What does that really communicate? It says, "I don't see my own worth, so I need you to define it for me." But when you embody self-worth, you stop asking for validation. Instead, you command respect effortlessly, just like that diamond. When you know your worth, it shows in everything you do. It's in the way you speak, how you walk, and the boundaries you set. You become magnetic because self-respect is irresistibly attractive. Knowing your worth doesn't mean arrogance, it means authenticity. It's not about being boastful, but about carrying yourself with quiet assurance. As Seneca put it, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. The same applies to relationships. When you stop craving attention and validation, you become rich in self-respect. To recognize your worth, start by reflecting daily. Take time each day to think about what makes you unique. What qualities, experiences, or values do you bring to the world? Celebrate your small wins, instead of focusing on what you lack. Celebrate your strengths and achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Set standards and don't settle for relationships or situations that make you feel less than you are. The way you allow others to treat you is a direct reflection of how you value yourself. Think of boundaries as the lines that define your worth. A boundary says, "This is what I will accept, and this is where I draw the line." For example, if someone consistently dismisses your feelings, knowing your worth means walking away, rather than tolerating disrespect. When you recognize your value, something incredible happens. Others begin to see it too. It's a law of human dynamics. People respond to the energy you project. If you carry yourself with confidence and self-respect, they will treat you accordingly. Consider this. If you don't value yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? Relationships, whether romantic, professional, or social, mirror the way you view yourself. When you set the standard, others either rise to meet it or fall away. Knowing your worth doesn't just transform how others treat you. It transforms how you treat yourself. You stop chasing people who don't see your value. You let go of the fear of being alone because you know that your worth isn't determined by someone else's presence. Imagine walking into a room, not needing to impress anyone. You're not concerned with who notices you or who doesn't. Instead, you're at peace. Knowing your presence speaks volumes without you saying a word. That's what knowing your worth feels like. As Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be free, to truly live, you must master your sense of worth. It is not given, it is claimed. And when you claim it, you'll find that life no longer feels like a series of questions about whether you're enough. You'll know, with unshakable certainty, that you are. 2. Embrace attraction. Never pursued attraction is a force that arises naturally, effortlessly, when you stand firm in your value. It isn't about trying to prove yourself or chasing someone's affection. When you pursue too much, sending endless messages, constantly initiating, or giving more than you receive, you signal a lack of balance. As the Stoics teach us, be the flame, not the moth. Let them come to your light. The act of pursuit often comes from fear. Fear of losing someone, fear of being alone, or fear of not being enough. When you chase, you place your happiness in someone else's hands, giving them power over your peace. But attraction? It comes from calm, quiet confidence. It says, "I am enough as I am, and what is meant for me will come." Imagine this. You've just started seeing someone, and everything seems perfect. Yet as time passes, their responses grow slower, and their effort wanes. Panic sets in. You send more texts, try harder to get their attention, and wait anxiously for their reply. But the more you push, the further they pull away. It's a cycle of imbalance, leaving you feeling drained and undervalued. Pursuit often drives away the very connection you seek. Attraction, however, is different. It thrives on restraint and self-assurance. When you pull back instead of leaning in, you create space for the other person to reflect on your absence and decide to meet you halfway. It's not about playing games, it's about respecting yourself enough to let the other person show their effort. The Stoics remind us, control what you can, let go of what you cannot. You cannot control someone else's feelings, but you can control how you respond to their behavior. True attraction begins with self-respect. When you value your time and energy, others will too. Think about this. Would you chase someone who doesn't see your worth? Or would you step back and allow the right person to recognize it? When you choose the latter, you shift the dynamic. You stop chasing and start attracting. Consider a butterfly in a garden. If you run after it, it will fly away. But if you sit still, calm, and patient, it may land gently on your shoulder. This is the essence of attraction. It doesn't come from frantic action, but from an inner stillness that draws others toward you. When you embrace attraction, you also cultivate emotional independence. This means finding fulfillment within yourself, rather than relying on someone else to provide it. A person who radiates self-sufficiency is magnetic. They don't seek validation because they know their worth. This confidence makes others want to be part of their life, not out of obligation, but because they feel inspired by their presence. To embody attraction, focus on your energy. Are you chasing validation, or are you living fully in your value? Take time to nurture yourself, invest in your passions, set goals, and maintain strong boundaries. When you do this, you create a life so fulfilling that you don't need to chase anyone. Instead, the right people will naturally be drawn to you. Patience is also a key element. Love cannot be forced. It grows organically when mutual respect and effort are present. The Stoics believed in the power of time and perseverance, understanding that what is truly valuable cannot be rushed. When you wait for what aligns with your value, rather than settling or chasing, you cultivate relationships built on authenticity and trust. Attraction is about being, not doing. It's about the calm confidence that says, I know my worth, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. When you embody this mindset, you stop chasing fleeting connections and start drawing meaningful ones into your life. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you think with clarity and self-respect, your actions and the energy you project will follow. Love flows naturally when you live authentically. By embracing attraction and letting go of pursuit, you align yourself with relationships that are equal, fulfilling, and deeply respectful. You become the flame, radiating light and warmth, while those who value you are drawn closer, not because you chase them, but because your presence is impossible to ignore. 3. Look at the action, not the words. Sweet words can charm us, painting vivid dreams of love and devotion, but actions, they are the truest measure of someone's intentions. Have you heard the saying, men love with their eyes, women love with their ears? While words may comfort and inspire, they can also deceive. Actions, however, reveal the truth. You deserve to embrace love deeply, but always with clarity and wisdom. Love is not about promises spoken in the glow of the moment. It is about follow-through when it matters most. A man may say, "You mean the world to me," but what good are those words if, in your time of need, he is absent? True care is demonstrated through effort and consistency, not fleeting declarations. As the Stoics teach us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. This principle holds equally true in relationships. Intentions are shown through actions, not words. Consider this. You meet someone who seems perfect. They tell you how much they value you, describe the future they envision with you, and shower you with attention. At first it feels magical, but then subtle patterns emerge. Missed promises, dismissive comments, or avoidance when things get challenging. What do? The answer is simple. Focus on what they do, not what they say. True love doesn't need elaborate words. It thrives in the quiet moments of care, support, and reliability. This doesn't mean you should demand perfection. No one is flawless. But patterns matter. Someone who values you will consistently make an effort, even when it's inconvenient. They will show up, listen, and prioritize you in actions that speak louder than any words. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Apply this wisdom to relationships. Don't hope for someone to change. Instead, observe who they truly are. By prioritizing actions over words, you reclaim control over your emotional experience. You stop being swayed by empty promises and start valuing relationships rooted in authenticity. In today's world of quick connections and fleeting attention, this mindset is crucial. While it's tempting to believe the sweetest words, only consistent actions can build trust. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Their actions reveal whether they respect and care for you, or whether their interest is superficial. Seneca's words resonate here. He who is brave is free. It takes courage to face the truth, especially when it challenges the fantasies we create in our minds. Yet, this courage sets you free from illusions, and free to choose what aligns with your worth. To cultivate this mindset, practice observation over assumption. When someone's actions fail to align with their words, resist the urge to make excuses for them. Instead, reflect on what their behavior truly communicates. Are they consistent? Do they prioritize your well-being? Let their actions, not their promises, guide your understanding of their character. Love, at its core, is vulnerable. To protect your heart, you must align your feelings with reality. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off emotionally, but rather approaching love with awareness. When someone's actions and words harmonize, trust grows naturally. But when there's a gap, it's a signal to pause, step back, and reevaluate the connection. Remember, your worth is not determined by someone else's effort or lack thereof. By valuing yourself, you set the standard for how others treat you. When you focus on actions, you create space for a love that is built on mutual respect and genuine care. Love deeply, but love wisely. Let actions serve as the compass that guides your heart. As Epictetus teaches, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Hold others to the same standard. Real love doesn't just speak, it acts, proving its strength through deeds, not promises. 4. Mastering nonverbal communication. In love, it is often the words left unsaid that resonate most deeply. A genuine gaze, the way you listen with intent, or a light yet meaningful touch, these unspoken acts often carry more weight than even the most eloquent words. When you master this quiet form of communication, love becomes an experience of connection rather than performance. Nonverbal communication is an art rooted in self-awareness and intention. The Stoics remind us silence is a form of strength. It is not about withholding, but about expressing presence and authenticity through action. Imagine sitting across from someone and letting your calm attention do the talking. That quiet confidence draws people in because it feels genuine, grounding, and rare in a world filled with distractions. Love doesn't thrive on grand speeches. It grows in subtle moments. Think of how you lean in slightly during a conversation, signaling genuine interest, or how a reassuring touch offers comfort when words cannot. These small gestures show care and attentiveness, building bonds stronger than words alone. The ability to be fully present sends a powerful message. You are important to me. This nonverbal communication deepens trust and fosters intimacy. Your body language reflects your self-respect. Imagine two women entering a room. One is hunched, avoiding eye contact, her movements hurried and uncertain. The other walks with her shoulders back, her gaze steady, exuding quiet confidence. Which one draws attention? It is not about perfection or appearance, but about how you carry yourself. When you value yourself, others notice and respond accordingly. Nonverbal communication also extends to how you present yourself. Wearing clothes that make you feel confident, standing tall, and taking care of your appearance sends a message that you respect yourself. This isn't vanity, it's self-awareness. When you align your outer presence with your inner values, you project an authentic image of confidence and care. Energy, the invisible yet undeniable force you carry, plays a critical role. A calm, grounded presence is magnetic, drawing others toward you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When your mind is steady, your energy naturally reflects peace, making you someone people trust and admire. Mindfulness is the foundation of mastering nonverbal communication. Start by being present in your interactions. Observe how your body language mirrors your emotions. Are you open and engaged, or closed off and distracted? Awareness of these signals allows you to adjust and refine how you communicate without words. Another essential skill is the ability to pause. In moments of tension or misunderstanding, silence can be more impactful than rushing to respond. A pause shows restraint and confidence, creating space for clarity and understanding. This silence is not emptiness, it is intentional, showing that you value thoughtfulness over impulsiveness. In relationships, the unspoken moments often define the connection. The glance across a room, the touch that reassures, the silence that conveys understanding. These are the building blocks of enduring bonds. When words fail, actions and presence take over, revealing your heart and intentions more authentically. Imagine sitting with someone you love, no need for grand gestures or elaborate declarations. Your presence alone fills the space, a quiet affirmation of your bond. That is the beauty of nonverbal communication. It transcends words, creating connections that endure and deepen over time. As you navigate relationships, remember that what you say is important, but how you make someone feel is unforgettable. Let your actions and presence speak for you. Mastering nonverbal communication is not just about expressing love, it's about embodying it. 5. Set boundaries without saying a word. Have you ever felt the sting of overextending yourself for someone, only to realize they never truly appreciated it? Boundaries, though often misunderstood, are not walls to keep love out. They are guides to protect your peace and invite respect. And here's the truth. Boundaries don't need to be loud or confrontational. Sometimes the most powerful boundaries are silent. Picture this. You're in a conversation where someone dismisses your feelings or crosses a line. Instead of arguing, you pause, hold your gaze steady, and choose not to engage. That pause, that quiet refusal to validate their behavior, sends a message louder than any words could. It says, I respect myself, and I expect the same from you. The Stoics remind us, control what you can and let go of what you cannot. Setting boundaries begins with controlling your response. It's not about forcing someone to change. It's about showing through your actions what you will and won't accept. For example, If someone frequently cancels plans at the last minute, instead of venting frustration, you stop being available at their convenience. Your behavior adjusts subtly, but your message is clear. Boundaries are a form of love, not just for others, but for yourself. When you honor your own limits, you teach others how to honor them too. Think of boundaries as the frame of a painting. Without them, the art has no structure. Similarly, without boundaries, relationships lose their balance, leaving one person drained while the other takes more than they should. Consider a romantic relationship where one partner constantly seeks more while offering less. Perhaps they demand your time but don't prioritize you in return. Instead of pleading or over-explaining, you step back, spend time on your own interests, and stop seeking validation from them. This quiet shift forces them to confront their behavior. Your distance speaks volumes. I will not give more than I receive. The fear of rejection often makes us hesitant to set boundaries, but here's the reality. Those who care about you will appreciate them. A partner who values you will see your boundaries as a reflection of your self-respect, not as barriers. And those who push against your limits? They are revealing their true intentions. Losing such people is not a loss, it's a clearing of space for those who will honor your worth. One of the most powerful ways to set boundaries is through nonverbal communication. Imagine someone making a thoughtless joke at your expense. Instead of laughing along or reacting emotionally, you maintain a calm demeanor and refuse to engage. Your silence creates a mirror, forcing them to reflect on their words. This subtle approach is both disarming and effective. It doesn't escalate the situation, but it firmly establishes your limit. Boundaries are not about punishment, they are about clarity. They let others know what you stand for and protect your emotional well-being. Think about it. A person who doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't truly respect you. As Seneca said, brave people are free. It takes courage to enforce your limits, but that courage is the foundation of freedom. Freedom to love and live authentically. In love, boundaries ensure harmony. They prevent resentment and foster mutual respect. Imagine entering a relationship where boundaries are established early. Both partners understand what is acceptable and what is not. This clarity creates a sense of security and trust, allowing love to flourish. Without boundaries, relationships can feel chaotic, with one person constantly giving, while the other takes, without regard. In relationships, silence often holds more power than words. When you set boundaries through calm, deliberate actions, you shift the dynamic. Love becomes an exchange of respect, not a battlefield of unmet expectations. As you practice this art, you'll find that the right people, those who truly value you, will rise to meet your standards, while others will fall away. Boundaries are not barriers. They are a declaration of self-respect, a way of saying, this is how I deserve to be treated. And when you live by them, you teach others to do the same. Remember, love isn't about giving endlessly. It's about giving wisely, with care for both yourself and the person you cherish. 6. The power of saying no. Saying no can feel like an act of rebellion when you've been conditioned to please others. For many women, it feels safer to say yes, even when it goes against their own comfort. You fear that saying no might drive someone away, that rejection of their request might mean rejection of you. But this thinking is a trap, a dangerous one that erodes your self-worth over time. In love, boundaries often begin with that simple word. But no isn't just a word, it's a declaration of self-respect. It's the invisible shield that protects your peace, your values, and your emotional well-being. Imagine a partner asking you to compromise on something important, something that makes you uncomfortable. You hesitate, knowing the risk of disappointing them. Still, by saying yes, you betray yourself. This betrayal of your own needs sends a message. My desires are less important than yours. When you learn to say no, confidently and without guilt, you redefine the dynamics of your relationships. True love doesn't crumble under the weight of boundaries. Instead, it flourishes because boundaries create clarity and mutual respect. The right partner will appreciate your honesty and understanding that your ability to say no is a sign of emotional maturity. Someone who truly loves you doesn't see no as rejection. They see it as authenticity. Consider a real-life example. Perhaps you find yourself overextending in a relationship, always agreeing to their plans, their desires, their pace. You rarely voice your preferences because you fear upsetting the balance. But this imbalance grows heavier over time, creating resentment and exhaustion. By saying no to plans that don't align with your needs, you assert your value. You teach the other person that your desires matter too. This subtle shift transforms not only the relationship, but also how you see yourself. Saying no also gives you space to say yes to the things that truly matter. When you constantly agree out of fear, you dilute your energy and spread yourself too thin. But when you protect your time and emotional bandwidth, you become more present and intentional in the relationships and activities that align with your values. This presence is magnetic. It attracts people who respect and cherish your boundaries. To embrace the power of no, start small. The next time someone asks for your time or attention in a way that feels uncomfortable, pause before answering. Take a deep breath and consider, is this aligned with my values? Does this serve my emotional well-being? If the answer is no, practice responding with kindness but firmness. For example, I appreciate you asking, but I need to prioritize something else right now. These simple statements set a tone of respect without conflict. As Seneca wisely said, he who is brave is free. It takes bravery to risk disappointing someone, but this bravery liberates you. Saying no is not about being difficult or dismissive, it's about honoring your truth. It's about creating a life where your choices reflect your inner strength, not external pressure. In love, no is a gift. It's a promise to yourself that you will never betray your worth. Picture this. You're with a partner who respects your no without argument, who values your honesty because they know it comes from a place of authenticity. This is the foundation of a healthy, enduring connection, one where both individuals feel seen and valued. Saying no isn't about pushing people away, it's about bringing the right people closer. When you assert your boundaries with grace and confidence, you cultivate relationships that honor who you are at your core. You don't have to shout or argue. Your quiet refusal speaks volumes. It says, I know my worth and I trust that the right person will see it too. Love is not about losing yourself to please someone else. It's about standing firmly in who you are and inviting someone to join you on that journey. By saying no when necessary, you claim the freedom to live and love authentically. You become a person who is not afraid to disappoint because you know that your truth is worth protecting. 7. Carry pride. True confidence is built on pride, not arrogance, but a quiet, steady pride in knowing your worth and standing firm in it. This kind of pride attracts meaningful relationships and commands respect. When you value yourself deeply, others naturally follow suit. Pride, carried gracefully, becomes a silent yet powerful force. To carry pride is to live with purpose. As the Stoics teach us, a man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. It's about cherishing your principles and honoring your boundaries. You don't need to demand attention. Your presence alone speaks volumes. Imagine moving through life with the assurance that your worth isn't up for debate. This is the foundation of true pride. In relationships, pride keeps you from overextending yourself. Perhaps you found yourself constantly compromising, answering every message immediately, rearranging your plans to suit someone else's schedule. These actions often stem from fear of losing someone or seeming uninvested. However, overextension communicates that your time and energy are limitless, leaving you depleted. Now picture a different version of yourself. You pursue personal goals, answer messages at your own pace, and maintain boundaries that protect your peace. This quiet confidence sends a clear message. I value myself, and I trust that the right person will too. Pride in this context isn't about seeking validation. It's about embodying your worth. Pride doesn't require perfection. It's about authenticity. Think of a diamond. Its beauty lies not in flawlessness, but in the way it shines despite imperfections. When you embrace your flaws, own your mistakes, and show up as your genuine self, you communicate a deep inner strength. This is the kind of pride that draws others in. Carrying pride also means committing to your own growth. When you invest in becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you, you naturally attract people who admire that strength. Love born from authenticity is far more enduring than love rooted in insecurity. As Marcus Aurelius said, dwell on the beauty of life. Carrying pride means recognizing the beauty within yourself and refusing to let others diminish it. Your pride is also reflected in how you present yourself. This isn't about dressing to impress others. It's about aligning your appearance with your values. Whether it's wearing clothes that make you feel confident or walking with your shoulders back, your presence communicates self-respect. It's a quiet statement to the world. I know my worth, and I carry it with grace. Pride isn't about pushing others away or asserting dominance. It's about creating a foundation of self-respect that allows love to flourish. Like a tree with deep roots, you remain grounded and unshaken, even in life's storms. This grounded pride ensures that you never lose yourself in the pursuit of someone else. In relationships, pride becomes a guiding principle. It ensures you approach love as a partnership of equals, rather than losing yourself to prove your worth. When you carry pride, you invite people who respect your values and honor your authenticity. To carry pride is to walk through life with quiet assurance. It's not about being loud or flashy, it's about standing firm in who you are. This kind of pride attracts respect and inspires others to do the same. True pride is not arrogance, it is self-respect in its purest form. It is the foundation of fulfilling relationships and meaningful connections. When you carry pride, you enrich your own life and inspire those around you to see their worth as well. 8. Gracefully embrace change. Change is one of life's few certainties. In relationships, it's easy to wish for permanence, to hope that the love you've built will stay exactly as it is. Yet, the truth is that change is inevitable. It's not the enemy of love, rather it is the catalyst that allows love to grow deeper and more resilient. As the Stoics remind us, nothing endures but change. A lasting relationship is not built on resisting change, but on embracing it with grace. Imagine a man who continues to care for his partner with the same tenderness and effort, even after years together. His love adapts, yet its essence remains constant. This consistency, valuing and nurturing the connection, is what keeps love alive, even as circumstances evolve. Love that accepts change becomes stronger, not weaker. Consider your own life. Think of how often you change your hairstyle, your preferences, or even your goals. You welcome these changes because they reflect growth. So why resist when your partner experiences change, especially when it's for the better? For example, if they develop new interests or improve themselves in meaningful ways, your openness to these shifts strengthens the bond you share. Resistance to change often stems from fear of losing what you know, fear of the unfamiliar, or fear of drifting apart. But change, when approached with trust and communication, becomes an opportunity to deepen understanding and create new layers of connection. Imagine a couple facing a major life transition, such as a career move or the birth of a child. These moments of change can either create distance or draw them closer, depending on how they choose to navigate them together. To embrace change gracefully, start by grounding yourself in the present. The Stoics teach us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Focus on what you can control: your attitude, your support, and your willingness to adapt. When you approach change with curiosity rather than resistance, you open the door to growth. In relationships, change often reveals the true strength of a bond. It tests whether love is built on fleeting attractions or deeper values. When both partners embrace change, they create a partnership that evolves rather than stagnates. Picture a tree that bends with the wind rather than breaking. Its flexibility allows it to stand tall through life's storms. Gracefully embracing change also means letting go of the need to control everything. Trust that what is meant to stay will endure, and what is meant to leave will make space for something better. This mindset not only brings peace, but also makes you magnetic to others, as your calm and open demeanor becomes a source of inspiration. Love, like life, is ever-changing. When you accept this truth, you stop clinging to the past or fearing the future. Instead, you live fully in the present, appreciating every moment for what it is. Change, when met with grace, transforms love into a journey of continuous discovery, where each chapter brings new opportunities to grow together. 9. Resilient through change. Change is rarely easy, but it is a natural part of life and love. To thrive in the face of it, resilience is key. Relationships are not meant to remain static. They grow, evolve, and sometimes face trials that challenge their foundation. The The Stoics teach us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Embracing this mindset allows you to find strength and purpose in moments of uncertainty. Resilience through change begins with acceptance. Instead of resisting or fearing change, view it as an opportunity to grow, both individually and together. Imagine a couple facing a difficult situation, such as a financial setback or a period of long distance. Their ability to adapt and support one another determines whether the relationship will falter or emerge stronger. It is in these moments of challenge that true love reveals itself. Consider a simple example. You notice your partner has become quieter than usual, distant even. Instead of assuming the worst or reacting impulsively, you take a step back and give them space while showing unwavering support. This act of patience and understanding demonstrates resilience. You don't force things. You let the relationship breathe and allow them to come back on their terms. Resilience is not about suppressing emotions or ignoring difficulties. It is about finding balance. The Stoics remind us we suffer more in imagination than in reality. When faced with change, it's natural to worry about what might happen. But focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, grounds you in the present. Instead of imagining every possible negative outcome, center yourself on the steps you can take to navigate the situation. In love, resilience often means staying open to growth. Change doesn't have to mean loss. It can mean transformation. Think of a tree shedding its leaves in autumn. The change may seem like an ending, but it's simply preparing for new growth in the spring. Similarly, relationships can shed old patterns and create space for something healthier and more meaningful to take root. Building resilience also means strengthening your partnership. This involves honest communication, trust, and a shared commitment to weathering change together. Picture a couple deciding to move to a new city for one partner's career. The uncertainty may feel daunting, but by aligning their goals and supporting each other, they turn the challenge into a shared adventure. This kind of adaptability not only deepens their bond, but also builds mutual respect. Resilience requires patience, not perfection. There will be moments of doubt, but what matters is your willingness to keep trying. Love isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about facing them with courage. As Seneca wisely said, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Dare to trust in love's ability to adapt and endure. In times of change, resilience is your anchor. It allows you to stand firm while embracing the inevitable shifts that life brings. By choosing to grow through change, rather than retreat from it, you cultivate a relationship that is both flexible and enduring. This strength, rooted in patience and commitment, transforms challenges into stepping stones for a deeper connection. Love that is resilient is love that lasts. It weathers storms, adapts to new realities, and emerges even more beautiful in its complexity. Let change refine, not define your relationships. Together, with resilience, you can face anything. 10. Cultivate healthy skepticism. In love, it's easy to be swept away by sweet words and grand promises. But to protect your heart and ensure your relationships are built on authenticity, cultivating healthy skepticism is essential. This doesn't mean doubting everything or building walls around yourself. Instead, it's about stepping back, observing actions, and listening to your intuition before diving in fully. The Stoics teach us, first, learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. This wisdom applies not only to our words, but to the promises we hear from others. Love can make us eager to believe in the best, but it is through actions, not words, that truth is revealed. Imagine a partner who says they will always be there for you. Those words may be comforting, but when challenges arise, do their actions align with their promises? Healthy skepticism asks you to look beyond the surface and seek consistency. Consider this. You've started seeing someone new. They shower you with compliments, constantly express their admiration, and paint a picture of a bright future together. It feels wonderful, almost too perfect. Instead of allowing yourself to be completely carried away, pause. Observe how they treat you when things aren't ideal. Do they show up when it matters, or do their words fade in the face of inconvenience? This pause is not mistrust. It is wisdom. Healthy skepticism is about balance. It allows you to open your heart while protecting it. As the Stoics remind us, trust but verify. In love, this means embracing the beauty of connection while being mindful of patterns and behavior. If someone's actions repeatedly contradict their words, it's a signal to step back and reevaluate. Imagine a scenario where you've been texting someone frequently, yet they only reply sporadically or with minimal effort. The excitement you felt in the beginning might lead you to excuse their lack of consistency, hoping things will improve. But skepticism urges you to ask, is their behavior aligned with the respect and care I deserve? By addressing these questions early, you protect yourself from investing in a one-sided connection. Healthy skepticism also helps you build stronger relationships. It allows you to communicate your needs clearly and to set boundaries when necessary. By expecting consistency and respect, you invite the right kind of love into your life. Love that is steady, supportive, and mutual. A relationship built on transparency and aligned actions is far more fulfilling than one driven by fleeting emotions. This mindset doesn't mean being cold or cynical. It's about fostering a deep connection with yourself first. By listening to your intuition and trusting your observations, you strengthen your ability to discern what aligns with your values. This inner clarity attracts partners who appreciate your grounded perspective and who are willing to meet you with the same authenticity. The Stoics remind us we should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is or is not in my control? While you cannot control another person's actions, you can control how you respond to them. Healthy skepticism empowers you to focus on what you can observe and act on, rather than being misled by illusions. Love that thrives is built on truth. By cultivating healthy skepticism, you create a foundation of trust. Not blind trust, but trust earned through consistency and respect. It is in this balance of openness and caution that love finds its truest form, one that is both deeply connected and resilient. 11. Maintain inner calm. The final piece to living with grace and strength is cultivating inner calm. In the chaos of life and the complexities of love, maintaining peace within yourself is both a challenge and a gift. Inner calm doesn't mean avoiding emotions or never experiencing frustration. Instead, it is the quiet strength that allows you to navigate life's uncertainties with clarity and confidence. The Stoics remind us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This wisdom teaches us that peace begins within. You cannot control how others act or how life unfolds, but you can control how you respond. In relationships, this means learning to let go of overthinking and embracing acceptance. Imagine a situation where you've sent a heartfelt message to your partner, and they haven't replied as quickly as you hoped. It's easy for your mind to race, imagining worst-case scenarios or questioning their affection. But inner calm asks you to pause, breathe, and recognize that their delayed response doesn't define your worth or the strength of your bond. This moment of stillness protects you from emotional spirals and allows you to approach the situation with understanding rather than anxiety. Inner calm comes from learning to let go. In love, there will always be moments where expectations don't align with reality. Perhaps a romantic evening doesn't go as planned, or your partner says something that feels dismissive. Instead of reacting immediately, take a step back. Accept that not every moment will be perfect, but every moment can teach you something. As the Stoics teach, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Maintaining inner calm also means finding joy in the present. Love thrives when it is grounded in the now, not weighed down by the past or worried about the future. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, nurture what is going right. Celebrate the small moments, a shared laugh, a gentle touch, a quiet evening together. These are the threads that weave lasting connections. To cultivate calm, start by practicing mindfulness. When faced with stress or uncertainty, focus on your breath and center yourself. Ask, is this something I can control? If not, how can I let it go? This simple practice shifts your perspective, helping you release what doesn't serve your peace. Inner calm isn't just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to your relationships. When you exude steadiness, you become a safe space for your partner. Your calm energy encourages trust, deepens intimacy, and creates a foundation where love can flourish without fear or pressure. As Marcus Aurelius said, If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. By choosing calmness, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary suffering. You become someone who radiates peace, inspiring others to do the same. Love, like life, is unpredictable. But when you maintain an inner calm, you carry with you a source of strength that no external force can shake. This calm allows you to navigate love with grace, patience, and unwavering confidence. It transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and builds a bond that stands the test of time. As we draw to a close, let's reflect on the journey we've taken together. Each step has been a reminder of your inherent value and the power you hold when you embrace principles like self-respect, resilience, and calmness. Love, like life, is ever-changing, and true strength lies in navigating its twists with grace and purpose. The lessons of Stoic philosophy remind us that relationships flourish not through control or perfection, but through authenticity and intentional action. When you carry yourself with pride, set clear boundaries, and cultivate inner calm, you not only honor yourself, but also invite deeper, more meaningful connections into your life. These practices transform love from something you chase into something that naturally flows toward you. Your journey doesn't end here, it's only beginning. Now is the time to put these principles into practice. Reflect on your own experiences. What moments taught you the most about your worth? How have you handled change or found peace in uncertainty? Share your stories in the comments below. They may inspire someone else who's walking a similar path. Remember, you have the power to create the relationships you deserve, ones built on mutual respect, emotional strength, and enduring value. By embodying these truths, you not only enrich your life, but also illuminate the way for others. Love with authenticity and live with unwavering purpose.